Hey Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 20th through 26th. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There might be some of you that might not see this video for like a few months or a few years even sometimes. You're going to see the message whenever you're meant to see the message. So keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single person, not every single message is going to resonate for every single person. So take what does and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my darling Virgos, let's connect here and see what's coming up for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more little shuffle here. Let's get right on into it. Alrighty. Right on into it. So your first card here, my dears and my darlings, is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is a card that can come up to tell us that we're on the right path and we need to keep going. Like, this is not a time to do anything extra, right? And so keep this in mind, because some of you might be in a situation where you've made progress and you've gained favor. Like, you're being noticed, you're being seen, you're in the running for something. And so you might start thinking to yourself, well, how can I speed this up? How can I hurry this along? What can I do to make sure this continues to happen? What can I do to make sure that this happens more quickly? And Seven of Wands says, my dear, don't be extra, right? Don't ruin it. Don't mess it up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be consistent in that way, and things are going to happen and things are going to move forward. Sometimes in my readings, Seven of Wands also comes up when there may be somebody trying to aggravate you or trying to like get you worked up so that they can make you look bad in a situation. So be aware of that. Pay attention if anybody's like aggravating you or being rude or like trying to engage you into drama. Don't engage. Do not engage with negative people. Some people are going to act like they want to talk to you, but they're not talking to find common ground or solution. They're just wanting to, drill their point home, or they're just wanting to, knock you off of your path. So don't engage with negativity. The next card that's coming up here for Virgo is the Four of Wands. This could be marriage. Traditionally, a lot of people see Four of Wands as a marriage card. Some of you may be manifesting marriage. Four of Wands can also be that some of you may be invited to something. You may be invited to some kind of get-together or gathering, and you might be on the fence about whether or not you should attend. The Four of Wands says you should absolutely positively attend, that it's something that's going to be worth your while, that it's something that's going to create stability and security for you moving forward in terms of connections. This could be romantic, this could be friendship, this could be business, this could be all of the above. But Four of Wands for some of you may be that an invitation is being extended to you and you may be uncertain about whether or not you should accept. And Four of Wands says, yes, you should accept. Now, the event or the thing may not be happening this week, but the invitation may be coming in this week. And so there could be an opportunity here for you to socialize, to connect, to network, to get to know a person or a group of people. And this is going to be beneficial for you. Okay, this is going to be something that's bringing about positive change. Four of Wands is also stability, security, a sense of home, like a sense of community, friends who are like family, people who are happy with like you, people who are there to celebrate like milestones and special occasions, like feeling a part of something. So some of you may feel like you're carving out a little niche for yourself, or you're finding like where you fit in. You're finding a sense of community, a sense of home, a sense of family, stability, security. Some of you may be getting a better idea of where exactly you're going to be laying down some permanent roots here. The next card that's coming up for Virgo is the Six of Swords. How very interesting. We were just talking about an invitation. Now, the Six of Swords can have to do with travel, okay? So in this travel, some of you may be an invitation may be coming up, and the invitation maybe is requiring you to travel, and this might be the thing that maybe is tempting you, or you're thinking, oh, maybe you should say no. I know the other day, I have a Virgo placement. I'm not a Virgo sun sign, but I have a Virgo placement. Something came up. I wasn't directly invited to it, but something came up, that it was an opportunity to attend, but it was very far away from me. And I was kind of on the fence, like, oh, it sounds good, but do I really want to like drive so far? Do I want to go so far out of town? And I ended up going, and I'm so glad I went. I had so much fun. I met some really interesting characters. It was such a beautiful, positive experience. Like, I came back on like such a high. Like, I needed that. I needed that break. I needed to get away. I needed that good energy. I came back feeling really inspired and really motivated. And so it can be a similar thing here for some of you. There could be an element of travel. And if you're just kind of used to being, at home, or you're not, like, I don't know if I want to go through all that effort, or I don't know, it might be scary going so far. But the Six of Swords says it would be a positive traveling experience. Four of Wands says the experience itself would be positive. And Six of Swords says it would be like the travel itself would be positive, would be enjoyable. Six of Swords is getting away from drama, getting away from chaos. It's smoother sailing, calmer waters, peaceful state of mind, being able to hear ourselves think, being able to figure out what we want to do and where we want to go. So it's a sense of peace, calm. Some of you maybe also may have heard me say this in the past. Six of Swords comes up for me a lot in readings when you might be going on a trip, but all of a sudden that trip turns into an unexpected or spontaneous relocation. I have had this experience pulling cards for myself. There's times I've pulled Six of Swords before a trip, and then I end up not coming back from the trip, or going back, or relocating. Also, it could be that you just kind of get out there and just things fall into place, right? Like, you find a really great living arrangement. You might, land a job while you're out there, or somebody is like just very generous and says, hey, you can stay here. So there could be, for some of you, where you may be traveling to go to a place, and next thing you know, you're relocating. Next thing you know, you're moving. The Six of Swords also can come up when maybe we're feeling led or called to the water. Okay, and water can be very healing, very clearing. Maybe some of you are moving or relocating somewhere where there's water. Maybe right now you're somewhere where there's not a lot of water, and you're feeling led or called or guided to the water, or taking a trip to the water. It could be very healing, very releasing for you. Aries got a similar message about the water. I believe Aries also got Six of Swords. There could be an Aries element in this here for some of you. Some of you may be encountering an Aries or dealing with an Aries. But there could be some kind of trip over the water, or to the water, or near the water. That's a very healing experience. Okay, so the next card coming up here for Virgo is the Five of Coins, and this is a card that scares a lot of people. And it's interesting because Five of Coins came up a lot. I can't remember all the signs that got it. I think Sagittarius may have been one, maybe Gemini. Did it come up for Scorpio? I can't remember, but it came up for several of the signs. I remember seeing this card a lot. So for me, in my readings, when there's a specific card that comes up a lot for a lot of the signs, it tells me something can be happening on like the world scene or world dynamic that's impacting a lot of people. And Five of Coins is a card that can come up when we're experiencing uncertain financial times. So there could be things that are happening in terms of inflation. There could be things happening in terms of economy. And as some of you are being extended this offer to travel or have this experience, you may have to budget to make this happen. You may have to make some financial sacrifices to make this happen. But the Five of Coins, for me, over the years reading for people or pulling cards for myself, I have realized that there can be a bit of a challenge, a bit of a struggle, but it's usually the kind of thing that later on you look back on with fondness. Like there's a certain charm to it. Like people talk about when they were struggling through college, but once they're out of that struggle, they look back on it and they see that there were like some really good times, or they established some really good friendships, or people who had their back, or they really became very resilient, or very creative at problem solving, or like getting their needs met. So even though it might not be a time where we can just spend money like it's growing on trees, there's positive experiences, right? I was telling I think it came maybe for Taurus, the Five of Pentacles, because I was sharing an experience in one of the other readings. Like when I first got married years ago, back before everything hit the fan, and like it was the good times, and we were like just in a really tiny little studio apartment. Everything happened in that one room: sleeping, cooking, watching TV, working, just one little room. We were in this little room together, but we were so happy. We felt like we had so much, and we had even talked about that between us. Like we were talking about it together. Like we felt so rich, we felt so wealthy, we felt so satisfied, because we had each other, we were there for each other, we were taking care of each other, and we were budgeting, and we were getting what we needed, and it was so wonderful. So even though you might not have a ton of money in your bank account, or you might be having to make certain financial sacrifices, Five of Coins to me comes up with the energy of like you shake away the people who are in your life for the wrong reasons, and you start to align with the people who are in your life for the right reasons. People who are going to have your back in challenging times, people who are going to be there through the struggle, right? People who are there thick through thin. So some of you may be going through a transition, and you may be encountering friends or a relationship of someone who's going through a similar transition, and like you're having each other's back and you're getting through it together. And one day you're going to look back on these times and you're going to have a lot of fond memories of them. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting here from these cards. Now, it is kind of like a shorter message here than sometimes comes up in the weekly forecast, but I'm feeling like this is it. Like I feel like I've come to the end of the message, but I feel like there's more that needs to be said, and I feel like what that is going to be dependent on your placements. So you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, and that might add a little bit more here. Overall though, Virgo, these cards give me a feeling, in a sense, like you're headed in a really good direction. There's really good things coming your way: stability, security, support, peace of mind, fulfillment, all the things that we all want in life. You're headed in that direction. Just as I said, remember, this is not the time to try to be extra or rush it, right? Or to put so much into trying to impress other people or win them over, whether you're putting in a lot financially or energetically. Just be yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. Things are moving along nicely. Okay, so as I said, you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Love readings for June are linked in the description of this video. Love readings for July will be coming up over the next few days. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangellite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget, I've also been posting a daily message each day. Hopefully you all can check that out as well. I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Take care, Virgo.